My ears rang. I'd heard gunshots in movies, but they were louder than expected in real life. My elbows locked, and my arms shook. I wanted to drop the gun, but my entire body froze. The scent of hot metal emanated from the barrel of the weapon. My mouth was too dry to speak, and I could hardly swallow. I desperately wanted to reach out to make sure he was okay, but there was so much blood. It was so red and coming out so quickly. I didn't want to shoot him, but he wouldn't have stopped otherwise. Tears welled in my eyes. His blood was on my hands now. My phone's alarm was so loud it jolted me awake every morning, making my heart race. It was like being zapped by the machine that brings you back to life after you've flatlined. All the alarms on my phone failed to wake me up, so I downloaded this app called Nuclear, which sounded like one of those old-time nuclear warning sirens. It did the trick every time. I twisted in bed, snatched my phone, and clicked the snooze button. I wasn't a morning person. Turning on my back, I closed my eyes, ready to let sleep take me again. "Landon, get up!" My dad's voice could wake the entire neighborhood. My face scrunched. "I'm up!" I yelled. Just because I wasn't out of bed didn't mean I wasn't up. My dad was not a fan of that philosophy. "No, you're not! Hurry up!" he shouted from downstairs. The same conversation happened most mornings. Dad was a military vet, and he'd been waking up early most of his life. I wished it was as easy for me. My bedroom faced the street, which meant it got all the sun in the morning. I once tried to convince Dad to let me get blackout curtains, but he said no, saying I'd never get out of bed. Can't say he was wrong. I stood with a big stretch, rubbing my eyes, letting my vision focus on all the commotion outside. Fun fact, I lived across the road from my school, Madison High of Madison, Texas, or Mad High, as it was better known. Another fun fact, we had the highest use of marijuana in the county. I shut the curtains in fear that someone would glance up and see me standing there in my underwear, staring at them like a creep. I shuffled to my closet like a zombie, grabbing the first shirt I could reach, then a pair of shorts to slip into. I trotted down the stairs, which led into the kitchen, and yawned as I sat at the island counter, popping up onto a stool. My dad was leaning against the sink, dressed in a blue suit. He was reading his phone with an intense expression. It was usually the news. The bitter smell of coffee brewing filled the air. It was one of my favorite scents.